What's up, guys? Today I've got it for you, finally, the 2020 Top Series 2 value sheet. If you're new to the series, what I do is I take the different formats of a particular release, in this case 2020 Top Series 2. I took Jumbo, Hobby, Blaster, Hanger Box, and Fat Pack, and I break down all the odds and the cost of the pack, and I figure out what's the best value for each different kind of parallel and a few other different things. And on the production video, what I do is I figure out how many of the different formats that they produced, that Topps produced. So stick with me here. This is an informative and helpful series. I hope it helps you out at least. And if you're ready, then I'm ready. Let's go! All right, let's start off at the top. So you can see this top row here is the format. We've got Jumbo, Hobby, Blaster, Hanger Box, and Fat Pack. And I left out the Gravity Pack because, I don't know, who cares about the Gravity Pack right now? If you want a Gravity Pack, just buy a Gravity Pack. But I used $180 for the Jumbo box. And why I did that is because I had to assign a value for the silver packs. So I basically just put $10 per silver pack, and that gets you down to about $1.80. Now, these prices fluctuate, and I think that the Jumbo is going for about $225 these days, maybe even up to $250. So I just used $200 for the Jumbo box, and it's not going to change anything because, well, you'll see in a minute. But the Hobby box, I used $100. So there's one silver pack, got that down to $90. Also, another note on the Jumbo box, there's that additional pack with the Chrome Decades Best cards, and I didn't include that on there. I don't think that has much value. But the Blaster box, I took $2 off for the value of the coin. Now, we can argue about that all day long. Is it worth, what's the coin worth generically? What's a low-end one worth? It basically ends up being, what is the average coin that you're going to pull out of here, commemorative coin card worth? I just used $2, you guys. You can use $4 or $6 or whatever you want, $5. I asked everybody in a stream one time what they thought, and I'm just using $2. That gets us down to 18. Now, if you use a higher number, if you use like $4 or $5, then the Blaster is going to be more in line with the Hanger Box and the Fat Pack as far as value goes. So then over here we've got the Hanger Box, and there's nothing super special in there. There are some exclusive cards that you can get, whether you get them from Walmart or Target, but I didn't change anything for that. And the Fat Pack. So next up, we've got the price per. I talked about that a little bit already with the Jumbo and the Hobby, the Blaster as well. But for the Hanger Box, we've got $11 roughly for the Hanger Box and $5.50 for the Fat Pack. The next row here is cards per. So the Jumbo's got 460 cards per box. The Hobby's got 336. The Blaster's got 99. I think it's 100 if you count that coin. And 67 for a Hanger Box. And the Fat Pack's got 34. So this one's pretty interesting, and you need to take note of this because this is the dollar per card. It's 39 cents per. Now, I didn't include the cards that you get in the silver packs. It's just how many cards that it says on the side that are in the box. Same with the Hobby. You get 336, but the dollar per card is 39 cents. That's the worst price per card. And the Hobby is 27 cents. That's the second worst. The Blaster is 18 cents per card. The Hanger Box is 16 cents, and the Fat Pack is the same at 16 cents. Now you'll notice that I color-coded all of these columns and rows, and green is good, red is bad. So if you just want to glance over the whole thing, see where the green's at, you know that that's the best value. And pretty much for Series 2, all that matters in my mind, or the thing that matters the most, I should say, is the odds for the parallels, because what you really want out of there is a Robert parallel. You want to get yourself a gold or a gold foil or something numbered, because that's where the high value is at out of this Series 2. And maybe some other rookies will emerge, Shogo, for example. And, they might increase the value of this product, and the product value might go up. I don't see it going down very much because Robert is carrying this product. I can only see it going up based on some other rookies that might end up having a good showing. The next row here is pretty important, the next two, because it's how many packs and the price per pack. This is the gravy. This is how I figure out the whole value sheet, basically. So the price per pack is $18 for a jumbo, $3.75 for a hobby, $2.57 for a blaster, and the hanger boxes and the fat pack only have one pack. Now this is important because the odds are per pack. So let's go down here to the golden tickets. I don't even know if they're still doing the golden ticket promotion with the current incident that's happening, but you'll see that for a golden ticket in a jumbo box, it's 1 out of 79,718 packs, and that makes it so that it'll cost you about $1 million in jumbo packs to get your golden ticket, and that's by far the worst odds. And you can go over to the hobby, and you'll see that that is also very bad. 1 out of 236 cost you over $500,000 to find yourself a golden ticket. But that's not the second worst. The second worst is out of the blaster. So dollar per odds. When I say odds, I'm referring to dollar per odds now. Go over to the hanger box, and you'll find your best odds of pulling a golden ticket. 1 out of 38,861. See here, it's 427, right around $500,000, a little less than $500,000 to pull yourself a golden ticket. And the fat pack's about the same. And you can see over here that the hanger box and the fat pack are going to be approximately the same odds, dollar per odds. So I'm not going to go through every single one of these. You can check them out, but the rainbow foil, the best odds are the hanger box and the fat pack, the gold, basically everything. Now here's the thing, you can't just discount the jumbo box because the jumbo box has something very special. It's got the gold foil cards. I couldn't quantify those gold foil cards. I didn't know what to put on there to, what do I do? Do I take off like $20 off of a jumbo box to make these numbers better? I don't really know, but that's just something that personally I'm going to be opening up another jumbo box for myself because I'm chasing that Robert gold foil. That's a hot card. That's a fire card. And if you stick around for the second part of this video where I talk about the production numbers, you'll see why. You'll see why I want the gold foil card so bad. And another reason that you buy these flagship cards is because you want the gold numbered card. Now this is a staple of the hobby. And you want the gold rookie. These cards are numbered to 2020 this year. And right here in this column, you see the odds for the gold cards. It's 1 in 3 jumbo packs. That makes it about $39 to pull a gold card. Hobby is 1 in 9, so the odds are better here. The odds are right in line actually with the hobby, blaster, hanger, and fat pack. $22 versus $23 for the other. So if you're chasing Robert Golds, your best bet is to get a fat pack or a hanger box, but it's not that much difference if you get a blaster or a hobby. Now the worst odds are going to come from your gold foil or from your jumbo box. And advanced stats, I don't think that's as collectible, but the case is the same. Now it's actually quite a bit harder for the vintage stock. We're talking nearly twice as hard and nearly twice as expensive in the jumbo. You'll see the best odds are from the fat pack. It's about $424 to pull one of those. Those aren't as collectible, but they're still pretty cool. The vintage stocks are pretty cool. I do like them, and they do have a good hobby for the higher end as well. Now the Independence Day, these next few are highly desirable because these are the different colored parallels and they're low numbered. You get yourself a Robert Independence Day, Black, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day, it's going to go for big bucks. So pay attention here. If you look, you'll see that the Independence Day, it's about twice as much money to pull it from a jumbo box. Go all the way across. You can get all the way here at the end, fat pack, $534 versus $936. Next up, we got the black. Now, the black is only available in jumbo and hobby, but the odds of pulling it are much better in a hobby. Mother's Day, it's the same story, guys. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial. Your best odds, Fat Pack. And pretty much Fat Pack and Hanger Box. It gets a little more pricey in a blaster box, but those are still okay. We can go down to the SPs. I know you guys are interested in SPs and SSPs. And also, by the way, clear cards are only available in hobby, right here. That's why this number is highlighted a different color. So the SPs, jumbo, $117 to pull an SP versus $66. So it's about twice as much, right around there. The story's the same, guys, for everything. SSPs, $3.3 thousand versus $1,800. So let's go down to the turkeys, because this is something that we need to look at for retail. Now, these are a little bit different across the different formats, but they're pretty close. I would say that it's pretty much the same story, but here you're talking, I think that the fat packs are the way to go. So guys, if the moral of the story is, if you see a fat pack in the store, the retail, and you're interested in opening some 2020 Series 2, go ahead and buy it, because that's the way to go. All right, next up, we've got the 2020 Series 2 production numbers. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, here it is, 2020 Top Series 2 production, and as you can see on the cover here, it's the Luis Robert Silver Pack card. And we'll talk a little bit about this at the end. So let's get right into it. How do I do this? Well, I want to figure out how many of these cards they make, and I'm trying to keep track of this so that we can see how they increase or decrease production, and maybe we can figure out some cards that have some value that might not be reflected in the industry. So hopefully you can learn something about this. But how I figured out, let's start with hobby. We can do the clear cards. We can use the clear cards to figure out the hobby production. Now, it's a 100 card checklist, and the clear cards are 1 out of 1,235. They're numbered to 10. So 2020 Series 1, it was 1 out of 1,437. So you can do the math right here and figure out the decrease in production already, but let's go through it a little bit. 2019 Series 1, they were 1 out of 1,223. So you can see that that's probably pretty close to the same hobby production right there. But I figured out that there are basically 1.235 million hobby packs. And I round these numbers a little bit to make them make more sense. So I figured that there's probably about 1.224 million hobby packs, and that makes these next numbers work out. That's why I change it a little bit, because they hold some of these cards back at top. So the numbers are going to be perfect. We're not going to be able to figure out exactly how many cards they produced. So I can just get an estimate, and usually I'm pretty close, I think. So 51,000 hobby boxes, 4,250 cases. That seems like a strange number, but I've gotten that number in the past. So I do think that they use a number similar to that. And we're talking 17 million cards. Now, since we figured out hobby, we can figure out jumbo now. And the reason is because there's a hobby and jumbo exclusive, and we use the power of deduction. So black is numbered to 69. You can get those in hobby and jumbo. There are 24,150 total. In hobby, they are 1 in 97. In jumbo, they're 1 in 30. So 2020, let's go back here. 2020 Series 1, they were 1 in 117 in hobby and 1 in 37 jumbo. So you can look at these numbers. Your odds are better in 2020 Series 2 to pull that Robert that you're looking for. So they produced 1,216 that are available in hobby based on these numbers. Use that 69 number, multiply it by the hobby, and figure it out. That means 11,532 remain in the jumbo. Now that gives us 345,960 jumbo packs. Let's round that to a nice round number, because they're not going to produce 34,596 jumbo boxes. That's ridiculous. They'd probably produce 36,000, because that's a nice round number. So I think they produced about 36,000 jumbo boxes. That means 6,000 jumbo cases and 16.5 million cards that are available out of jumbo. Next up, we can go to blasters. We can figure that number out because of the beautiful commemorative coins. Love them or hate them. I don't really mind either way. I wouldn't mind getting one of those Robert coin cards. They're nice and thick, nice and heavy, but the printing on the coins is not that great. We can use the black, and they're 1 out of 20, so there's 199,000 of them, 199,000 boxes. I rounded it up to 200,000 boxes because this number works out great. That means if there's 40 per case, we have 1.4 million packs, 5,000 blaster cases. And this number makes a lot of sense to me. You'll see why a little bit later. But that means there's 19.6 million cards. So they produced a lot of cards out of the blasters, guys. Now let's settle things. In 2020 Series 1, the numbers went like this: 5,000 hobby cases, 7,500 jumbo cases, 7,000 blaster cases. In Series 2, yes, I left off the hanger boxes and the fat packs because those are just too tricky to figure out because we don't have an exclusive in there, so I just left it off. I tried to estimate it in Series 1, and I got close, but I want to be as accurate as possible. So Series 2, there's a 15% reduction in production. A reduction in production, ladies and gentlemen, because we have 4,250 hobby cases as opposed to 5,000 hobby cases. We've got about a 20% reduction in production for the jumbo cases because there were 7,500 in Series 1 and 6,000 in Series 2. And finally, about 30%, give or take, reduction in production for blaster cases in Series 2. Now the how many part. This is the good part, and you'll see why. Gold foils. This is what I really wanted to figure out because they're not numbered, but I knew that they were produced in a shorter print quantity than the gold cards that are numbered to 2020. And you can see right here that I estimate that there are approximately 515 gold foil cards in production. Now this number may be more, maybe less, but it's going to be right around 500 in my opinion. And in Series 1, there are 650. So the gold foil Luis Robert is the card you want, in my opinion, but I don't know if it's going to cost you much more, if any more, than the actual gold card. The gold card is kind of the standard. It's the rookie card that you want out of the flagship stuff. But there's about a 75% less decrease in production of the gold cards because there's over 2,000 gold cards and there's only about 500 gold foil cards. So that's why I like those, and that's why I'm going to be hunting. I'm going to probably open up another jumbo box looking for those cards. Now the silver packs, this is another interesting one because the silver packs are available in the jumbo and the hobby. So I calculated that there are about 123,000 silver packs available. And there are 50 cards, so that means there's approximately 2,460 of each of the silver cards that you can get. Now this number is going to be a little bit less because I didn't include the autographs and the parallels that you can get. So lower that number, it's going to be still above 2,000. But in Series 1, it was 3,000. So the Robert should be more valuable than, say, a Jordan. But Robert seems to be trending higher than Jordan anyway right now. And that's all I figured out because everything else is numbered that we really need to know about here. So let's move on to, let's compare to past production. Now in this part right here, I look at all of the previous numbers that I've calculated, and you might find some value in this. I hope you do. But while we're here, hook me up with a like and a subscribe, you guys. This took a long time and a lot of work for me to do this. And if you hook me up with a like and a subscribe and maybe even become a slammer, the link is below, or become a hitter. The link is below. Join the channel. Hook me up. Boom. 2018 Series 1, 6,000 hobby cases. 2018 Series 2, 4,000 hobby cases. 2018 Topps Update, 4,000 hobby cases. 2019 Series 1, we had 4,250 hobby cases. So we're kind of right in line with the 2020 Series 2 production for hobby. But jumbo, there were 4,500 jumbo cases. So there's more 2020 Series 2 jumbo than there was 2019 Series 1. 2019 Series 2 was pretty low in the production, guys. Only 3,000 hobby cases and 4,200 jumbo cases. So you can see why, another reason why 2019 Series 2 is so expensive, because it's so loaded with the rookies that we love, and it's also in short production. 2019 Topps Update had about 3,000 hobby cases and 3,000 jumbo cases. So 2020 Series 1, 5,000 hobby cases, 7,500 jumbo cases. They produced this through the roof. You know, they went out on a limb and they included the golden tickets and they had the million card rip party. Unfortunately, they didn't plan on the pandemic. 2020 Series 2, here it is. 4,250 hobby cases and 6,000 jumbo cases. You can compare these numbers. To me, it looks like they are increasing production because there's a higher demand, but it's not a crazy increase in production. It's not like they doubled the production from years past or anything like that. They have to increase it a little bit. There's so much demand. People get mad when they can't get their cards. The hobby guys that only collect for the love of it, they get upset when they can't get the cards, or if they go through the roof, if the price goes through the roof. You also have to produce more to keep the price affordable for people too. If it's so limited that there's only a few, then the price is going to be through the roof and nobody's going to be able to afford it. Everybody's going to get mad. So the modest increase in production isn't that big of a deal in my opinion. But there it is, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later.